What is core stability? Core stability is the ability to control the position and movement in the central portion of your body. That's the area between your shoulders and hips. It's the deep muscles that connect the spine to the pelvis and shoulders in the front of your body as well as the posterior part of your body that assist in the maintenance of good posture and provides the foundation of the arm and the leg movement. Some benefits of having a strong core include maximizing performance because power is derived from the trunk region, and when it's conditioned, it helps control the power to make it more smoother and efficient movements of the arms and legs. Having a strong core is great to help with injury prevention because reducing injury and actually having better posture is going to help reduce injury by protecting the spine, and so we can have better movements within our sport, my sport being the sport of triathlon, swimming, biking, and running. So I think one of the best exercises to develop the core, the entire area of your shoulders and hips, is a simple plank. I think most of us know how to do a plank, but we might not know the different variations of a plank and how that helps target the shoulders as well as the hips. When we think of the plank, we're thinking primarily of the trunk region. So today I want to show you 10 different exercises that I like to do within the plank position that target fronts, sides, backs, shoulders, and hips that you should include in your strength training program. So let's start with the basic plank. You can go on your hands and your toes. Make sure your hands are underneath your shoulders. Your toes are reached out behind you. Here's a side view. Make sure you keep that abdominal area tight, but you don't want to be too constricting that you're having to suck it in, but you definitely don't want that tummy bulge. And another basic way to do the plank is to do them on your elbows. You're going to feel this a little bit more in the shoulder area when you are on your elbows, and I find it a little more difficult to keep that straight line between my shoulders, hips, and ankles. That's ultimately the result, is keep enough tension in your trunk region to not sag or hips up. You want to keep that nice tight alignment between your shoulders and heels, as well as your shoulders, or as your elbows underneath your shoulders. So this is called a high plank. This is called a low plank. So that's move number one. The next move is doing the same thing on your side. You can do a high plank. I like to put my arm in the air, making sure my hand is underneath my shoulders and I have the shoulder, hips, and heels in alignment. You can also do this on your elbow, and then you could switch sides. Make sure you balance it out. Go on your left side. You can also go on your elbow. Again, the whole point is keeping a nice tight alignment. So that's numbers 2 and number 3. And then number 4 is doing what I call the reverse plank. Again, keeping those hands tucked underneath your elbows, underneath your shoulders, those hips up and level. And here you're going to feel it a little bit more in your hamstrings, shoulders, hips, front of your trunk, and back of your trunk. Now, to advance these basic 4 moves, let's talk about number 5, is you can go in a regular plank, and anytime you lift your legs, you're going to add a little bit more dynamic movements. So now I'm feeling it in the glutes, middle part of my butt, and I can go out to the side, and I'm going to feel a little bit more adduction. You can do these all on your sides. If you lift your leg up when you're on a side plank, you're going to target more of the hip area, and you're going to feel more stress in your shoulder by doing any leg lift. So you can do that on all sides, including the reverse plank. Just lifting your legs up one at a time puts more stress on the hamstrings and glutes. So So as you can see already, the plank doesn't just target the trunk region. By various leg movements and arm movements, you can target more of the hips and the shoulders. Now, to advance the plank even further, you can add some resistance. So here's a TheraBand. I like to hold it about shoulder width apart. I'm going to go in my standard front or high plank, and I'm going to tilt to the side, and I'm going to raise the band up in the air. So now I'm targeting more of the backs of my upper shoulders, the scapular area, and then I'm going to go down, and then I'm going to reverse it so I make sure I balance it out on each side. And I'm also working on a little bit of thoracic spine mobility as I'm doing these various dynamic plank movements. Now, to advance it even further, you just take heavier objects such as some dumbbells. One of my favorite exercises is the plank row kickback, where I go in my standard plank position, I do a dumbbell row, and then I do a tricep kickback. Row kickback. You can see it from the side view. Row kickback, row kickback. The idea when I'm rowing and kickbacking is I'm trying to keep my hips stable and body in alignment. If I start to rock too much back and forth, the weight's too heavy, or I'm going to stop the movement. And again, the way to advance on any exercises is doing more repetitions for endurance, adding more resistance for more strength, doing more sets, going longer, faster, farther. One thing I have done in the past, for years, multiple years in a row, I usually do a plank a day. So plank a day where I'm trying to progress, and the time I do just a standard plank on my elbows. And 1 month, probably 2 years ago, I ended up building up to holding this position nice and steady for 5 minutes. So that's another little challenge that I like to do for myself and invite others to join me. I'd love to hear what your favorite plank position is. Comment below, join the chatter in our T2 Endurance Facebook group, and I hope you make it a great day.